the respiratory therapist and polysomnographic technologist licensing board meeting is convening at 9:04 a.m. on October 24th, 2024. This meeting is being held in person and by MS Teams video conference, and it is being recorded. The recording will be posted to the internet for public viewing. I will now call roll. Michael LaFleur, he is absent. Carrie Kaufman.
Yes, here.
Michael Erickson.
Here.
Richard Burton.
Here.
Daryl White.
Daryl Waite, here.
Wait, sorry. Members, when you wish to speak, please state your last name for the record. Board members are asked to not use the chat feature during meetings. The Health Licensing Office asks that individuals attending through MS Teams keep your phones muted and cameras off during the entire meeting or until you are given an opportunity to comment during the public and interested parties feedback period if indicated on the agenda. Public members wishing to speak must first sign in on the roster sheet available or email Josh Page at josh.page@oha.oregon.gov and provide your first and last name. Everyone is asked to use appropriate language, manners, and protocols when conducting board business. The meeting is called to order.
Hey, Bob, Are
Okay.
you there?
Yes. Angie, can you hear me? Angie, I can hear you.
Bob, I can't hear you. Oh, that's why I can't hear you. Okay, now, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Sorry, I realized I had my mute on my computer. Are we close or are we still waiting to get everybody?
No, we've got everybody. I just called the meeting to order,
Oh, great.
and we're gonna get the agenda approved and get a chair, get a chair, vice chair, and the meeting dates.
Great. Well, I am here, so that didn't take
Okay.
long, so that's good. Okay,
Welcome.
thanks.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask if everybody's had an opportunity to approve the agenda. I'm going to amend the agenda just a smidge. We're going to change the meeting dates, swap the meeting dates and the chair and vice chair in order on the agenda. But other than that, the agenda, there should be no amendments. So if I can get a board member to approve the agenda, excuse me, to make a first to approve the agenda.
Daryl Waite, move to approve the agenda first.
Thank you.
This
And
is
a
Erickson.
second.
Erickson and I second the motion to approve.
Thank you. And I will call a roll. Carrie Kaufman.
Here.
Aye for approval of the agenda.
Yes.
I'm sure, I knew that's what you meant. Michael Erickson,
Aye.
Richard Burton,
Aye.
and Daryl Waite.
Aye.
Okay, motion, the agenda is approved. So, chair and vice chair, we need to have somebody get nominated or volunteer to be the chair for this meeting, and if they would like to be the chair for 2025, and then we'll need a vice chair.
Bob,
So
this is
board-
Sammy. Should we
Yeah.
quickly do introductions so we kind of know who everybody is?
Oh,
Sorry.
that's a good idea. No, not a
I
problem.
missed it on the agenda. I didn't put it on there. It's my fault.
Okay. I'll just go down the list of the script, and Carrie Kaufman, please introduce yourself and come on camera if you're available, please, if you're able to. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Carrie Kaufman of Southern Oregon.
And your position on the board, Carrie?
I do not know.
Are you an RT? Are you
Yes,
private
I'm an
citizen?
RT.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And in Southern Oregon.
Yes,
Okay, very good. It's a pleasure to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Michael Erickson.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Michael Erickson. I'm out here in Eastern Oregon. I'm a respiratory therapist, and I believe I've been on the board since May of 2021.
Very good. Thank you. Richard Burton.
Hi, everybody. Happy to be here. My name is Richard Burton, and I'm a respiratory therapist here in sunny Southern Oregon on the coast. And I'm a new board appointee.
Good to meet you. Thank you. Daryl Waite.
Let's see, there I am. My name is Daryl Waite. I'm a manager, respiratory therapist with Sleep Lab historical information. And I guess I am assigned to the poly-som portion of this board.
Very good. Pleasure to meet you. And I'll talk to the board specialist that got your name wrong on my documentation. Sammy, you were muted. But real
It could
quick
have been
again.
me who got it wrong. It's
Okay.
possible.
Now we'll blame the new guy.
Okay.
So I'm Bob Bothwell, and I'm the director. I've been with HLO going on just about 13 years coming up, and been the director 2 years interim and just a few months as the appointed director. Sammy?
Yeah, I'm Sammy Patnode. I've been with the office. I started my 29th year, October 1st. I've been with this board since it came from the medical board to HLO, and then when we brought Polly Som on, so pretty familiar with the board, and I'm excited to see new members because we haven't really been meeting because we haven't had quorums. So I'm very excited to get this underway. It's nice to meet everyone.
Thank you, Sammy. Tina, are you there?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. I'm Tina Russell. I'm the licensing manager, and I've been with the office for 28 years. Welcome.
Thanks, Tina. And I see in the boardroom possibly Derek, if you can raise your hand over there. And
Hi,
introduce yourself, Derek.
my name is Derek Foltz. So you guys probably know me from the board member side of things. So I've been currently working as the executive assistant, and now I'm transitioning to a new role here in the office.
And next to Derek is Chrissy. If you can introduce yourself, Chrissy, please.
I'm Chrissy Pickett, and I just started yesterday as Bob's new executive assistant.
And thank you. And replacing Derek. And be Chrissy, because I don't have it blown up, but I think Josh Page is back there. If you can raise your hand, Josh.
I'm Josh. I'm the new guy, the board specialist, the one that makes sure everybody's on their A game. I've been here for about 3 months.
Thanks, Josh. And Trampus. You muted.
Hello, everybody. I'm Trampus. I'm the interim regulatory manager here at the Health Licensing Office. I take care of all the regulatory stuff. I've been with the office for just over 16 years, so I've been around regulatory and policy, and now here. So welcome.
Very good. Thank you, Trampus. And we have Angela Hunt with us today. Angie.
Hi, I'm Angela Hunt. I'm the attorney for the board. I haven't been with RTPT for too terribly long, just a couple of years, but I have been an AG here and in Colorado for I don't even know how many years, so a long time.
Very cool. And thank you, everybody, for taking the time to introduce yourselves, and welcome. Okay, next item on the agenda will be chair and vice chair nominations. In your materials, you received a description of what the roles are for the chairperson or vice chair during meetings when the chair is not available. So would the board members like to have a discussion about the duties of the chair or vice chair, or would somebody just like to jump in and nominate someone or themselves to be chair?
Hey, this is Erickson. I can nominate myself for chair. I think we have a lot of new people, so I kind of know some of the flow at least. So I'll nominate myself for the chair position.
Thank you. That's very bold.
Board member Burton here. I would be interested in serving as vice chair for the 2025 duration as vice chair. So,
okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Michael, I'm sorry, I keep saying we have the rest of this year, which this may be the last board meeting, or we may call the board together for a meeting in between now and next year. So, are you agreeing to be the chair for the rest of 2024, this meeting, and 2025?
Yeah, this is Erickson. Yes, because I believe my term's up in May, but I'm looking to reappoint for the other 4 years.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, we have a nomination, and I need seconds, please, for chair and vice chair nominations.
Kaufman, I second.
Daryl Wade, second.
Okay. I will call roll. Carrie?
Aye.
Michael Erickson?
Aye.
Richard Burton?
Aye.
Daryl Waite?
Aye.
Excellent. Congratulations. Michael Erickson is the chair and Richard Burton, vice chair. All right.
Richard, we can't see your face. I want to see your face. Your camera's high. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah, my
you.
apologies. My chair decided to bottom out and I can't get it up. I have a high desk and I just got my other chair in, but I haven't put it together yet. So I promise next week. I'm sitting about 12 inches off the ground, by the way, and also on like a large book to try to prop myself up. But my apologies.
Thank you. I just wanted to see what you looked like.
I promise the next meeting I will be the chair issue will be fixed.
Okay. Chair and members of the board, the next item on the agenda are the meeting dates for 2025. And we have Thursday, April 24th at 9 a.m. We would like to have you at HLO if possible, and Thursday, October 16th, 9 a.m. And that would be through MS Teams, the same venue that we have right now. So, not to rush you, but if those dates work, if someone could make a motion to approve the dates for 2025.
Daryl
This is
Wade,
Eric.
motion to approve.
Michael Erickson, I'll second that.
Okay, Michael, you're the chair, so you don't get to make a first or a second. So I heard Daryl Waite make a first. Carrie or Richard, would you like to make a second?
Kaufman, a second.
Okay. I will call roll. Carrie?
Aye.
Michael Erickson?
Aye.
Richard Burton?
Aye.
And Daryl Waite?
Aye.
Okay. Michael, you can jump in and be chair anytime you want, or I can continue on because I'm going to probably guess you don't have scripts in front of you.
He does.
What?
I do have the script sent to me. I will say I'm not seeing anyone though, so I don't know if my Teams is having issues. So just FYI, I can only see myself.
A lot of folks are, other than you and myself, are don't have their cameras on. So are you
Yeah,
not
I
seeing
can't-
even their bubbles?
I can't even see you. I can't see anything.
Uh-oh.
So yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah, but I can hear everybody and all that. I can't see anything on my Teams for some reason.
Okay. But you have your scripts. Would you like to jump in? And I will
Well,
follow
that's-
your lead.
Okay, where do I need to start, I guess, on that? I have the scripts up. I know we've called the order.
We've covered number 1 and number 2. So we are on number 3, the director's reports.
Okay. Let me see if I can find those.
And I'm frantically scrolling to get to them so I can present them to the board.
All right. So we're on the director's report, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you're ready, I will begin.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So with the director's report, the first item that I would like to present to the board, it's a little bit out of order, is on slide 14 if folks are following, and it is the board membership currently. And since everybody's new, I'll just go through this real quick. Daryl Waite, first term, and the expiration is September 30, 2028, and can reappoint. Richard Burton, first term, expires 2/15/2028, can reappoint. Michael Erickson, first full term, expires May 31 of 2025, can reappoint. Kerry Kaufman, first term, expires 9/30/2028, can reappoint. Dr. LaFour has been on since 2020, and he's in his second full term, and he is unable to reappoint. So that is that. I would like to call attention to the board members. There some training that is on slide 14, and it's highlighted with blue. Those are hyperlinks. The overview of boards and commissions once per term, so once every 4 years, you would have to make that training, and these links are on the documentation at every board meeting, so you'll be able to click on them and log in anytime. The information security training foundations is required each year. Preventing discrimination and harassment is required each year. And then there's the Oregon ethics law, which is optional, but I do recommend it because it'll help each board member understand what has changed within the ethics and help you maintain your position as a good board member and not violate any potential laws. Any questions on that report? It's that part of it. Seeing none, going on to slide 15-16 is licenses issued. And since everybody's new, I will say this real quick. Government runs on different calendar years. So we run on fiscal years, and those run from July 1 of any particular year through June 30 of the following year. And so in Q1 of 2025, which is going to be July, August, and September, we have issued 58 respiratory therapist license, 3 trainees, and 4 poly-som licenses. And for Q2, which we're just getting into, we've issued 1 poly-som and 3 respiratory therapist licenses. License renewals for respiratory therapists. You can see that the vast majority of this profession renews online, with a few stragglers doing it by paper. Licenses renewed for polysonography. Same thing. Vast majority do it online, and a few of them are still doing it by paper. Licenses for respiratory therapists by age and gender. Those that identify as male, like run as a high number of professionals, followed by male and other. And we still have a couple out there in both for that in the age of 74 to 81. Polysom, active licenses by age and gender. They run pretty close with those identify as male and female. And we have 3 that maintain a license between the age of 74 and 81. Licensing trends. So we have 2,101 as of Q2. So this will turn around and head back northward up to the 2,250 mark as the fiscal year continues on. Polysomnography, same thing. You can see the trend is already turned as of Q2 with 273. And this slide on number 24 are the exams, the stats. So 2024, we had 14 pass and 12 fail, but by the time this report is run, and with us going into fiscal year 2025, some of those 12 may be a mixed group of 4 that have taken the test and passed. Excuse me, the 2 that have taken, 4 have taken, 2 have passed, 3 have passed. Sorry about that. And then the laws and rules tests, very high percentage do pass. And again, those that failed may be in this 2025 fiscal year that have passed. Any questions thus far? Okay. And the board's financials. The board had run into some financial problems back in 2021, coming out in 22, coming out of the COVID, but we've slowly turned it around, and we went from 108,790 in the red to 37,425. Any questions on the financial report? And that was on slide 25. If somebody is, for those that are following online. And these numbers may have changed. I'm seeing right now that this report was run in mid-September. And so the numbers do change pretty constantly. Next report is the regulatory report. Trampus.
Hello, everybody again. So this is Trampus Shuck. I'm interim regulatory manager here to talk about the regulatory report. So as you can see, there's 3 biennium left on this regulatory report. 2021, 2023, and the current biennium that we're about halfway through, or a little over halfway through, which is the 2025 biennium. As you can see in that first column, those are the oldest. Those are always things that we want to keep an eye on. The 2021 biennium, we had 18 cases come in. There are 3 currently still open, but I can tell you that those are actually in the administrative end. So those will not be there by the next board meeting in April. But as you can see on the 2023 biennium, we had 24 cases come in, and 10 are still open and 14 are closed. And then in the current biennium, we've received so far about 11 cases, and we still have 9 of those that are still open. So those are new cases. You would expect them to have a lower number closed versus open. So for the entire 3 bienniums, which are really just 2.5, We've had 53 cases come in. We have 22 still open at this moment. So because this is a lot of new members to this board, I'll go ahead and give just a brief explanation over this, over regulatory and kind of what you're actually looking at here. So these are all complaints. We don't have any kind of inspection process or anything like that going on with respiratory therapy. So these are all complaints, and you can see in the other two graphs, complaints by type and complainants by type, where these complaints come from and what type of complaints they actually are. So you can see that, out of the 53, for example, 11 were licensing, or excuse me, 28 were licensing concerns. And most of these are not sent in by clients. Most of them are not anonymous. Most of them come in by other. So these complaints all come in. The other category is a pretty big category. It can include a self-reporter, which we actually get a fair amount of in respiratory therapy. There's a lot of self-reporting requirements, and so that's a number that falls into that. Employers sending in because they're mandatory reporters or such. So sometimes that's how that number comes in, or it could be, another respiratory therapist or just somebody else. There's a third party going, hey, this person's working without a license or something like that, So that's kind of the complaints by type. But those all complaints come in, they get vetted by the team here in regulatory, and if they kind of meet a certain standard, which is, a reasonable person could see that a violation could have occurred if the facts in this complaint are true. It could be, there could be a potential violation here. We'll move forward with an investigation. At very least, we'll assign it to an investigator. They'll look into the situation. If, depending on the outcome of that investigation, it could be, they'll oftentimes come to the board for a final decision, especially if we do find a violation. They'll come to the board after they've been reviewed by myself and sometimes, others in the office. And the board will look at it and determine if they think there was a violation and what the agency or the office should do about it, and what the board how they want to move forward with it, whether that be some type of a notice with a disciplinary action or no action or whatever the board's decision is of the advice that they give us. So as you look at this report, keep that in mind. Open cases means that it's either we've just opened it, it's been assigned, it's being investigated, it's in the administrative review process, like on my desk waiting to be reviewed, it's waiting for the board review. So those are all things that can be happening with an open case. Closed cases are pretty much how they seem. They're closed. Either the board's closed them, we've closed them here, or they've been closed. We have some disciplinary action moving forward and we've already sent that out. There may still be processes going on with that disciplinary action, but once it goes out, that's when it gets closed and moves down to the bottom chart. So just wanted to give an explanation of what you're actually looking at here. It's pretty self-explanatory, but there's some nuance going on. Does anybody have any questions about this report or anything I said about regulatory, or just any questions in general about regulatory or how any of that works?
Kaufman, I just want to thank you for the explanation. That was very helpful.
All right.
Thanks, Travis. Chair, the next item on the agenda is public parties feedback. And you do have a script to read us into that.
Yes. Let me find that. Okay. At this time, the respiratory therapist and polysomnographic technologist licensing board will hear public and interested parties' feedback. Members of the public, please wait until you have been recognized. Once recognized, please state your name and affiliation to the board for the record.
I see one individual chair that is not of the board. Amy Miller. Amy, did you want to make a public comment?
No, I don't think so at this time. I think Trampas was gonna talk to you guys about something I submitted.
Gotcha. Okay. That's that for chair for the public interest party's feedback. And the next item is executive session. And that is going to take us 45 minutes.
Okay. The Respiratory Therapist and Polysomnography Technologist Licensing Board will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 192.660-2F, as well as ORS 192.355-9A and ORS 40.225 for the purpose of considering information exempt from public disclosure at 9:36 a.m. p.m. on a.m. on October 24th, 2024. Representatives of the news media shall be allowed to attend the executive session. Audience members attending through MS Teams will now be moved into a separate breakout room, and audience members attending in person are asked to leave the room but for the duration of the executive session. Please continue to keep your phone muted and cameras off. At this time, are there any representatives of the news media on Teams?
I don't see any, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Recognizing that there is no news media in attendance, the public will now be moved into a separate breakout room for the duration of the executive session. Please continue to keep your phones muted and cameras off. The board will return to open session before taking any final action or making any final decisions. It is estimated that the board will return to public session at 10:20 a.m. Please be aware that it's possible that the board's executive session may be longer than 10:20 a.m. If the public has any questions about whether the board is still in executive session, then the public can contact Josh Page at josh.page@oha.oregon.gov. The board is now in executive session.